The Reformer and the Redhead is a 1950 romantic comedy directed by Norman Panama and Melvin Frank, starring June Allyson and Dick Powell. The film blends romance, humor, and a touch of political satire as it tells the story of an unlikely pairing between a zookeeper's daughter and a political reformer, with their love story unfolding against the backdrop of a political campaign. The story begins with the introduction of Andrew Hale, Dick Powell, an ambitious and idealistic lawyer who is determined to clean up the corrupt political scene in his city. Hale, who comes from a wealthy and influential family, decides to run for mayor on a reform platform, promising to rid the city of its rampant corruption and bring about honest governance. Meanwhile, Kathleen Maguire, June Allyson, is the fiery and independent daughter of the city's beloved zookeeper, Pops Maguire. Kathleen is fiercely protective of her father and the zoo, which has become her life's passion. Trouble arises when Pops Maguire is unjustly fired from his job after a run-in with some corrupt city officials who want to privatize the zoo and turn it into a commercial enterprise. Angry and determined to fight for her father's job, Kathleen storms into Andrew Hale's campaign headquarters to confront the candidate, mistakenly believing that he is behind the plan to oust her father. Their initial meeting is tense, with Kathleen accusing Andrew of being just another corrupt politician. However, Andrew is immediately struck by Kathleen's fiery spirit and beauty, and he quickly realizes that there's more to the story. As Andrew investigates further, he discovers that the zoo scandal is a product of the corruption he's been campaigning against. To help Kathleen, and to bolster his reform credentials, Andrew decides to make the zoo's plight a key issue in his campaign. Kathleen, though initially skeptical of Andrew's intentions, begins to see that he genuinely cares about the zoo and her father's situation. The two join forces, with Kathleen helping Andrew in his campaign while he works to get her father reinstated at the zoo. Their professional relationship soon blossoms into a romantic one, but not without complications. Kathleen's independent nature and mistrust of politicians create tension, and Andrew's commitment to his campaign sometimes puts him at odds with Kathleen's passionate, sometimes impulsive, personality. As the campaign heats up, Andrew's opponents try to smear his reputation by using his relationship with Kathleen against him, painting her as a troublemaker and Andrew as a weak candidate who can't control his own personal affairs. Despite these challenges, Andrew and Kathleen's bond strengthens as they navigate the political landscape and the personal trials that come with it. The climax of the film occurs on Election Day, as Andrew and Kathleen, despite their differences and the pressures from the political machine, come together to make a final stand for honesty and integrity. In a dramatic and heartfelt speech, Andrew publicly denounces the corruption in City Hall and declares his love for Kathleen, making it clear that he's willing to sacrifice his political career for her and the cause they both believe in. The film ends on a triumphant note, with Andrew winning the election and Kathleen's father being reinstated as the zookeeper. The final scene shows Andrew and Kathleen walking hand in hand through the zoo, surrounded by the animals they worked so hard to protect, as they look forward to a future of love, reform, and shared adventures. The Reformer and the Redhead is a charming and light-hearted film that showcases the chemistry between June Allyson and Dick Powell, who were married in real life at the time. Their real-life relationship adds an extra layer of authenticity to their on-screen romance, making this film a delightful example of mid-20th century romantic comedy. There are thousands more great videos like this on the channel. Please take a look, share and subscribe, or visit the Bonswivit shop on eBay, which has over 250,000 rare and collectible items listed.